This is another training video by people in paddocks. You are working in the industry with the highest number of deaths in Australia. Please take your safety seriously and help us achieve our vision of farming without fatalities. This is a safe work procedure for large square hay baling. Whilst your employer has a responsibility to provide you with a safe working environment, you also have responsibilities, including following company policies and procedures, informing your manager of any potential hazards in performing your tasks, and to not operate any faulty equipment. Before baling and moving hay, always conduct a Take 5 check in the paddock before starting the job, and remember your power line, snake bite, and fire emergency procedures. You can find a Take 5 form and take a refresher on emergency procedures at any time in our training room. Tractors and hay balers are leading causes of incidents and deaths in the ag industry. Not only are you in control of a very powerful piece of machinery, but you are also dealing with hay bales that weigh anything from 350 to 600 kilos. By understanding the potential hazards and risks, we can implement control measures to ensure we all return home each night and with all of our limbs intact. We could show you many horrific stories involving balers, but we hope these two horrific situations pictured on this slide that involved very experienced farmers is enough to make you take safety around balers and hay bales seriously. Let's look at some potential hazards and risks in a little more detail and what we can do to avoid them. When a tractor's rotating PTO output stub and shaft are not guarded properly, hands, feet, legs, hair, jewelry, or clothing can be pulled into and wrapped around a PTO several times before you can even react, even someone with extremely fast reflexes, leading to crush injuries, amputations, and even death. Always ensure the PTO and hydraulics are switched off, the controls are in neutral, and the handbrake applied before inspecting a PTO. After performing any maintenance, ensure the PTO guard is replaced. We went through tractor hazards and risks in the tractor operations training video, but we can't stress it enough. Do not leave the tractor seat without disengaging the controls and applying the handbrake. Hay bales weigh well over 300 kilos, so they will crush limbs or the body, causing serious injury or death. There is an art to stacking hay bales, so do not even attempt it unless you have been trained and supervised by your manager, and create an exclusion zone around the area when your loading, unloading, and stacking is taking place to protect other people. Be extra careful when the season produces bales with high sugar content. It can cause the bale corners to round, making them unsteady in a haystack. And never stand underneath a suspended load of any kind, or next to a haystack in a shed, in the paddock, or on a truck. I think we cover the dangers of overhead power lines in almost every video. That's because they've caused so many deaths in our industry. Please look up and live. There is a great app called that, Look Up and Live. Download it and use it when conducting a Take 5 in the paddock. Never load or unload near power lines, and keep telescopic booms, masts of forks, and front end loader attachments lowered when travelling across paddocks. Personal protective clothing and boots are a must when performing any task in the ag industry, and there are some extra pieces of PPE that provide additional levels of safety when servicing balers. 2023 saw high sugar content levels in hay, causing bales to become sticky in the baler and to combust in stacks. Do not use chains when trying to release the last hay bale from the chute. The chain can flip up and cause serious injury or even death. Many farmers found cleaning the chute more regularly helped, and when bales did get stuck, wearing gloves and safety glasses and using a spanner or similar tool. Pre-operational procedures. Prevention is key. Balers are very clever pieces of equipment that are designed to keep operations moving, hold very heavy loads, and use sharp knives to cut through twine. These processes mean there are many moving parts to a baler, all of which need to be checked thoroughly before operation. If your company has a pre-start app, use that. The operating manual is a great reference point for pre-start checks. Be proactive and take a look at the manual regularly. At the very minimum, do the following when checking the baler. Ensure all guards are in place for any moving parts, such as the PTO. Check for any loose or missing nuts, bolts, screws, or bent teeth. Replace any bent or missing pickup teeth. Inspect belts or chains for any evidence of wear or breakage. Belt tensions should be maintained in accordance with manufacturer's recommendations. They need to be matched to prevent slippage that can cause blockages and heat buildup. Check the slip clutch, roll scraper, and rear guard latch to ensure they are adjusted and functioning. The location of all these parts are pictured in the operator's manual. Ensure the hydraulic hoses are clean, in good repair, and hooked up correctly. Ensure the hay baler is attached according to the manufacturer's specification, and check the twine feeding and cutting mechanisms to see that they are working properly and that the twine is in good condition. And do not operate faulty equipment. Report it immediately to your manager and tag faulty equipment out of order so no one else uses it. Always conduct a take 5 in the paddock before commencing any operations to check for new hazards and potential risks. You can find a digital take 5 form in the training room. Always operate the machine at a safe speed. Never try to remove blockages or make adjustments until you have disengaged the PTO and put the controls in the tractor in neutral, switched off the engine and applied the park brake. You've watched a few of these training videos by now, so hopefully those procedures are becoming second nature. Never attempt to feed the material into the baler by hand or feet, and never attempt, when ejecting a bale, ensure that the area behind the baler is clear before raising the tailgate. Do not eject on a downward slope as the bale may continue to roll. If the tailgate must be opened for maintenance or repair, install a mechanical hydraulic cylinder lockout device to prevent accidental gate closing. And always work slowly and carefully. Cleaning the baler after each use is one of the simplest and most cost-effective ways to protect it. A clean baler is less likely to become contaminated, catch fire, or malfunction. Be sure to clear debris, dust, and crop leftovers, paying special attention to the pickup area and chamber, ensuring all moving parts are disengaged beforehand. Next step is to sign the safe work procedure in the training room to confirm you have watched and understood this video. Practice working safely out in the paddock, and when you're ready, book in a competency assessment with your manager. A competency assessment is a test out in the paddock. Your manager will watch you follow all safety procedures when starting, checking, and operating a large square hay baler. You will be issued with a certificate when you pass the assessment, which can be added to your resume. If you have any questions or comments on the video or for people in paddocks, you can send us a message from the training room. Thanks for your attention, have fun, and stay safe.